Get that motherfucker out of here. That thing is horrifying. I want to talk about this next subject. And Nick loves this. He
Oh God, I can only imagine.
Loves this topic. And I'm sure he's in love with this story. I don't know if you've heard this, Nick. But the Snyderverse may actually be being restored. Actually, is the Snyderverse being restored? No, this isn't I'm not like clickbaiting or anything like that. This is an actual story, and there is some credence to it. Let me give you a few facts, and then we can discuss. Because I know Nick loves... Nick left! No! Let me give you guys some facts, and then we'll discuss this with your favorite universe. By the way, I like the Snyderverse. I'm not like some diehard crazy insane person. I like Zack Snyder's Justice League. But anyway, a new report suggests that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav wants to reinstate the Snyderverse. Now, this is all rumor and speculation, or not speculation. This is rumor, but it's also some insiders, and there is some credence to what they're saying here. So let's take a look at it. Michael Keaton's Batman appearance in Aquaman 2 has been cut or outright replaced with Ben Affleck. The Flash movie, that is still coming, was going to introduce Michael Keaton as the universe's new Batman. This is now being altered. And these are facts, by the way. This stuff's having. A report suggests that... No, this is a report. Sorry, there's lots of facts and rumors mixed together. Reports suggest that Affleck has been given extra screen time in The Flash, because they are still doing reshoots and stuff on that. Zaslav only wants the Batman that was first introduced in the DCEU, and he has done some things and made some comments that kind of lead one to say, yeah, that's the case. And even in the Shazam! Fury of the Gods trailer used recently, it used footage specifically from Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League film, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So people are saying, and not even crazy people, guys. I know there's lots of nuts behind the whole Snyderverse movement. Not everybody. Like I said, I don't think I'm a nut, but I like it. They're saying that, it's all lining up, and Zaslav is a fan of the Snyderverse, and he wants it back. What do you think of this, Nick? What do you think of the Snyderverse being reinstated, restored? Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Give us your take.
I mean, if you want me to care less about the DC EU, or just care less about Warner Brothers and DC, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. Why can't we have good things instead of bad things? And I just want to see more of the Batman than Batman versus Superman.
The Batman is never going to be the de facto DCEU Batman. I know,
but it's like this is all about catering to a bunch of. I'm not talking about. I know you like the DCEU, so this is not directed at you, but this is directed at a bunch of toxic fan boys and stuff like that. That kind of just don't understand that they moved on from the DCEU, and it's just David Zaslav's like, hey, toxic fandom, here's your chance to be a bunch of assholes again. And I can't with this. Like I said, I do not like Man of Steel. I do not like Batman vs Superman, even though the R-rated cut of Batman vs Superman is fine. And Aquaman I'm not a fan of. I like the first Wonder Woman. I enjoyed the second one. It's just I don't know. Maybe they'll just completely like implode it and make it something different. But it just they were doing so good with like just.
I think I will give an honest take. I mean, yes, I'm not like, oh, DC over Marvel, all that. I'm not a big Marvel fan as of late.
Yeah.
I like Marvel. I enjoy the MCU, but the Phase 4 MCU I have spoken at length about. I think it's going down the tubes. I think the DCEU was going down the tubes too. It's got some stinkers in there as well. When I look at this, I could see the allure beyond. Yes, I do think that there is this fandom that they're like, hey, they keep asking for it, let's just give it to them. And maybe he's like, yeah, just do it. It's easier. I see the allure to it because it's already established. It's there. There is a fandom for it. And they don't have to worry about, fuck, we got to reboot and restart this shit again. And everything is in such turmoil right now. Let's have a win for somebody. And I think the movies make enough money. They're popular enough. Maybe that's the route they're going. They're like, we have a Batman with Ben Affleck. We have a Superman with Henry Cavill. Please bring Henry Cavill back. We have a Wonder Woman. And they're all successful. I mean, those three, well, those two, Wonder Woman and Superman, are successful. The Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman has not had his own movie so much, but I mean, I think people generally were okay with him in the role at least. The Flash, I've yet to see. That movie's still coming. It definitely takes place in that universe. Granted, it was supposed to change all that. Aquaman, people liked Aquaman. Aquaman 2 is coming. So there's still a lot of Snyderverse stuff circulating. It might just be easier for him to say, hey, let's just ride this train out. Let's just ride it out and see what happens. Let's see what happens, and this is something else we don't have to change. Let's have a base, something that we don't have to throw a bunch. Everything else is in turmoil. Let's just stick with this for now. And maybe we decide to change it later on, but let's see what we can do with this. So I get that. That makes sense to me. I don't know if that's even, like, a lot of this is rumor at this point, or insiders and stuff like that, nothing official. I would get why they would decide to go back to it. What makes it kind of like, what the yin-yang, is because they've gone back and forth with Snyderverse is coming. Snyderverse is coming back, Snyderverse is not. Snyderverse is coming back, Snyderverse is not. I ain't gonna lie though, the direction they were saying they go, even I'm okay if they go a different direction than Snyderverse, whatever. I talk about it, I make jokes about it, but I really don't care. I didn't like the direction they said they were going though. It didn't sound good. And they did cancel a lot of the stuff that was supposed to be taken over, like Supergirl movie was supposed to be taken over for Superman, Batgirl, things like that. All these things have been canceled. Supergirl was officially canceled finally. Not finally, but I mean, like, the rumor was out there. So they've canceled all the new stuff, the new direction they were going, and they've still got a lot of Snyderverse stuff in circulation. I could see how there could definitely be some credence to all this. Zaslav has shown that he has an affinity, at least for the current properties. Maybe it's just because it's part of what his company is involved in. I don't know. I think there could be something to this. Whether we're going to get that Justice League 2 and 3 that they talked about with the scripts and all that, and it's going to be actual, like, Zack Snyder's coming back and all that, I don't know. But I could see it.
So you heard James Gunn might direct a Justice League 2, right?
I did hear something about that, or a Justice League or something like that. They're talking, somebody that's been put out there, yeah, and that could be cool. And maybe it's the Snyderverse, but he's not even involved. But it's the universe he began, and who knows where it'll go? Who knows? I mean, it could end up being awesome. I think that they have a 10-year plan. Well, they want a 10-year plan, and they just want to get something. And this does allow them to not have to restart it all. This is already, they would be able to go into, they've already kind of got their MCU, if you will, started up, so they don't have to start it back up. It kind of makes sense to just go with this because it's the most established. Like it, love it, or hate it, the Snyderverse is the most established the DC films have been as far as a universe ever. And I mean, it's nowhere near where the MCU is, but it is the most established up to this point. These people that we see in the background, people know who they are. They've got multiple movies. They've got single movies. They've got the team-up movies. Why not just say, hey, what can we salvage from this? What can we take this and make it better? And that's what he says he wants to do with these movies. Zaslav has said that they want to take these properties and these movies and make them better and make them what they could be. The ones that they are keeping on board, like The Flash, I know we've talked about whether people are going to see it or not, but and some of the Black Adam and Shazam, he said, we have seen these movies, they are good, and we think we can make them better. Yeah. So maybe that's where they're coming from. Maybe he's just saying, hey, we think we can make some good films out of these. And if that's the case, if that's the direction they're going, I'm all for it. If they're going to bring James Gunn in too, because he did, I mean, the Suicide Squad took place in that universe as well. That's still Snyderverse. Could be cool. Could be good.
Yeah, I'm not discounting the fact that some of the movies have been good. I don't know. I think at some point, I think sometimes these execs don't understand or read the room properly. That's just how I feel, though.
I think it seems like you don't care so much for the Zack Snyder helmed films.
No,
like his style is not for you and all that. And I get that. That's fine. He has a very dark, moody feel to his films. And like Aquaman was huge. That was not him. That was James Wan. And Wonder Woman, it's Patty Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are all had very different tones, but they took place in that universe. Maybe they're going to go that direction. I don't know. And once again, this is not like confirmation. Snyderverse is coming back, but I mean, this is. We thought that because they announced not too long ago, somebody, but it was like an older person from Warner Brothers, one of their people said, Snyderverse is done. And now David Zaslav is at the end of the day. He's the guy, and he did recently say, "Hey, we're doing something with the DC EU." I mean, maybe that's what this is. We'll see. I'm sure I know we'll find out eventually. I just hope we know sooner or later so we can just put all this shit to rest.